My name is Sarah. I was happy with my husband, Mark. We lived in a quiet house for 5 years, believing our marriage was strong and safe. Our neighbor, Lisa, was very kind and often came over, so I considered her a good friend. Then, things started to change slowly. Mark's behavior became strange, and the change was like a quiet rain that never stopped. I began to feel a deep, cold worry in my heart that I could not ignore. He never left his phone on the table anymore. He always kept it hidden in his pocket. If I walked close to him, he quickly closed the screen, like he was hiding a secret message. He never let me touch his phone now, which felt like a cold wall between us. He started working late, every Tuesday and Thursday, calling them important meetings. These meetings were always last minute and needed him to stay until 10 p.m. I ate dinner alone most of those nights. However, when he came home, he didn't look tired from work. Instead, he smelled clean, like he had just showered and put on new cologne, not his office smell. This was very strange for a man who claimed to be working hard. He bought many new, expensive shirts, different from his old, comfortable ones. At dinner, he was silent, eating fast and looking only at his phone. When I asked about his day, he was short, saying only it was fine, and avoided my eyes. I felt so lonely and disconnected from him in our own house. When I finally asked if something was wrong with us, he got very angry. He shouted, "Why are you always asking questions? You are being paranoid." His anger hurt me and made me feel like I was the bad person. 2 weeks later, the hard truth began to appear. He was at a meeting across the city on Tuesday. I found a small paper in his jacket pocket, which I was taking to the dry cleaner. It was a receipt from a local cafe, just 5 minutes from our street, time-stamped for 3 p.m. that Tuesday. He could not be in 2 places at the same time. This was the first clear evidence. I waited until he came home late. Then I put the receipt on the kitchen table. Mark saw it, and his face turned white. He started to cry and look down. He confessed he had met a woman from his office. He said he was lonely and made a terrible mistake, saying, "It was only once." He begged me for my forgiveness, promising he would end it and that it will never happen again. I loved Mark deeply, and the pain of the lie was huge, but I believed him when he cried. I thought one mistake could be fixed. I gave him a second chance, but I warned him, "You must be completely honest with me now. No more secrets, ever." For 3 months, things were good again. Mark was kind, brought me flowers, and put his phone on the table. I started to relax and feel safe again. I truly thought the bad time was over, and we were stronger. But slowly, the small, suspicious changes returned. The phone started going back into his pocket during the evenings. The long, silent showers after work began again. My heart started to feel heavy again. One Saturday, I found his wallet on the stairs. I picked it up and saw a new card inside. It was a loyalty card for a furniture shop that I had never been to. The shop was far from his office. When I asked him about the card, he looked very nervous. He quickly said, "That's just a gift card for a client's wife." But his voice was shaking, and he quickly changed the subject. Then I drove his car and noticed several strange things. The radio was tuned to a quiet, soft classical station, which he hated. Also, the driver's seat was moved extremely far forward, meaning a very short person had been driving the car. I felt a cold certainty in my heart. The pain was not just sadness, it was anger. He had broken his promise. He was lying a second time, and I was not going to be fooled again. I decided I would find the final truth myself. The next day, Mark said he was going to the city for a very long, all-day meeting. I waited 5 minutes for him to leave, feeling my hands shake. Then I walked straight out the door and right to the house next door, Lisa's house. I was looking for proof, not just rumors. I knocked loudly, but no one answered. I walked around the side and saw a small open window in her kitchen. I looked inside quickly. I saw Mark's car keys and his new work bag sitting right on Lisa's kitchen counter. And on her fridge, there were 2 photos that proved everything. One was Mark and Lisa, smiling and hugging, like a couple on a holiday. The other was Mark and Lisa, standing proudly together in front of the furniture shop from the loyalty card. It was not a coworker. It was Lisa, our neighbor. I walked home slowly, feeling a cold, clear focus. Mark had lied to me twice. The first lie was about fear, but the second was a cold, cruel choice to keep hurting me. He chose the lie and my neighbor. When Mark finally came home late that night, he found me sitting in the living room. I had placed the furniture card and his car keys on the table. "I know everything, Mark," I said. My voice was very calm and strong. I did not need to shout. He looked at the keys, then at my face. He did not cry or beg this time. He just stood still, looking down at the floor, accepting the end. I stood up, feeling a powerful sense of freedom. I pointed toward the door. "Go now, Mark. Go to her house. You chose your life. This house is mine now. You broke your promise twice, and I choose the truth for myself." I packed my bag that night and left the house the next morning, ready to begin my new, honest life.